are you?
Then you can turn that on.
Shipping. Okay. Doug's office. Let me pick up my order so I don't.
Okay, you can turn yours on. Yeah, you're going.
Okay.
Okay, Penny, I love your top.
Okay.
Okay. Kelly, I'm going to go this direction.
Well, hey, we're live.
We are live.
Okay, well, I just want to say welcome, everybody, and I want to make a very important announcement before we get started. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Penny. That's special. Might remind you of yesterday, which was a really good day with Katie Ann. I mean, Shane. I'm Kelly Ann, but whatever. Okay, anyway, getting serious here. First, I want to thank Sarah. Look at, she sent us this Gobble Till You Wobble card, and it is a wobbler. I'm sorry, it's from Shannon. I better get my act together. This is from Shannon, not Sarah, the other S friend of ours. So Shannon, thank you for this really cute card. Gobble Till You Wobble. We love our wobbles, and I really love how she put the glitter paper around the edge. I need to use more glitter paper. And this was a nice little thank you. It says Happy Thanksgiving inside. And Shannon told us how much she loves our videos. And hopefully she loved the one yesterday too.
Mic check.
Penny, are we turned on? That one's on. It's on.
I'm on. Mic is not on.
Okay.
So I don't think anybody heard any of that.
Okay, we're here. All right, well, let's turn it off and let's take this. Let's unplug this.
Does anyone know if the mini calendars have come in yet?
Go talk to Diane about it. Okay, turn your mics off. Off? Yeah. Off.
No, the mini calendars are still.
Okay.
All right, so back to where we were. Shannon, thank you for the adorable, I was going to say Easter card, but I think it's a Thanksgiving card. So thank you so much for that. And then I also wanted to let everybody know that we raised $2,700 for the local food pantry here with our sample sale. So kudos to all of you that helped us with that, to the staff that stayed, including Penny and Maggie, who's here today, and Chris and Diane and Katie and Doug. That all stayed that night. I think that's a wonderful donation. It's a perfect time of year, and a huge thank you to all of you that made purchases and supported that. So with that, I'm going to leave it with Penny and Maggie. They've got some new product. Penny's got some great coloring to do today, and you know, if it's a colorful day when Penny's here.
It is a colorful day.
More than just coloring, right, Penny?
Right, absolutely.
So, anyway, thanks everybody.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay.
All right, Maggie.
All right. It's just Penny and I. Oh, we're going to start with that.
We're going to start with this. It says winter wishes, but watch what's going to happen. Are you ready?
Twig and Stump are at it again. You asked for a kit, so we heard you, and we made some kits. It's called Winter. Is it called
Winter Wishes?
No, Twig and Stump.
Twig and Stump trim the tree.
Trim the tree.
Should have called it Winter Wishes, Maggie. What were you thinking?
Well, it's because the other one was called Winter Wishes.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so here's the kit.
Okay, so in the kit, you get the instructions. You get the frame, which is the box. Can you get a side view? It's what I would think it's about 5.5 by 4.5. And you get the paper. You get all of the elements cut out of watercolor paper for the snowmen. And you get the twinkling lights.
Oh,
Tim
bonus.
Holtz twinkling lights. I love those things because you can cut them off to the size that you want. If you only want one of those little lights, you can cut the entire thing off. Can you show them the back again? The back is finished, and it has a place for the twinkling lights battery pack. Okay, and all of this, you get all of this in the kit for $22.99, and it is called Twig and Stump Trim the Tree, and they are available now.
That is awesome.
It was very fun to make.
I'm going to turn it off so it doesn't waste your battery.
Thank you. Lots of hearts. That was fun to make. I think you would enjoy making it.
All right, so we have memory marbles.
Uh-oh.
Memory marbles. I see your marble often, reminds me of what has been. I stop to think about you and smile as I remember when.
So we do have the memory marbles back in stock, and how much are they? They are
$2.99 for 4.
$2.99. Thanks, Peggy. They are $2.99 for a pack of 4, and they make just a nice little memory gift for someone who has lost a loved one.
The Easy Runner dots, $9.99.
Penny, I have heard more people talk about those green dots, putting them in their Easy Runner Grand.
Well, yeah, wasn't it Chris that said something last week, or
They love
somebody?
it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get one and try it. We have some honeybees, gem stickers. We have the Make It Merry, 210 of those little sparkly things, $5.99.
Very festive, and they look very nice with your fingernails.
Oh, and then we have the Grain and Grunge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, aren't those neat?
Yeah.
Kind of would be great with the coffees and the lattes,
Yes.
or the farm, or
Yes.
if you want to dress up the farm. We have the Grinch Pocket Album. All the things that you need for the Grinch Pocket Album, $21.99. You get all of the instructions and all of the pieces that you need. The ribbon, the inserts.
Penny, I was making those last night for my grandkids. I'm making one for each of my grandkids and sticking credit cards in the pockets. Not credit cards. Oh my gosh, no.
Gift cards.
Gift cards.
Gift cards. Yeah, well, they probably think of them as credit cards. Okay, now I keep joking. Is it time for Valentine's Day? But it really is, because in retail, we have to jump ahead to the next holiday. So hang on, because we're jumping to Valentine's Day. My Valentine from Cartabella. Beautiful line of paper. That soft pink, that soft mint. Of course, the 6x6 paper pad, but then they have the heart stencil.
Oh, that's nice. I like how random those hearts are.
Yeah, $6.99. And then the ephemera, 34 pieces, $4.99. We have the frames and tags. And that's also $4.99, and you get 33 pieces in that package.
And going back to the stencil, that stencil is not only Valentine's Day. Just think about how pretty that would be in the background for a wedding card.
Oh, yes. Anniversary, any of those love things. I'll just show you the paper. So this is the sticker sheet that comes in the collection
Lori
pack.
says Cartabella never disappoints, and I would agree
that,
with you.
yeah.
Look at those soft shades of pink. How pretty.
And I like the little extra words at the bottom and the big trim piece. All right, so then we have the floral with the hearts. Ah, love that. Kind of like a doodle bug. Cut aparts.
I
Opposite.
love the cut aparts.
The bigger random colored hearts. And those were actually the journaling. They call that the journaling
And
cards.
look at the you and me for a wedding. All of these would be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
for a wedding card, except for the Valentine's one.
Right. All right, so then we have the little postage stamps. And on the back side of that, we've got roses. This is the love letter stamps sheet.
Wow. Beautiful.
Be Mine floral with the pastel plaid on the back.
I
And
love
there's
when
the
they
floral.
include a check.
Yes. I said plaid, but do you call it a plaid or do you call it a...
I guess looking at that, I would have called that a, let's look that again, I would call it a check, but if you wanted to call it plaid, you sure could.
All right, so then we have the 4x4 journaling cards. And I like this background. Cherries!
Oh, you don't find cherries very
No.
often. That's kind of nice.
And then another hearts. This is called flower bouquets. And then we have the 4x6 journaling cards.
Gingham. Gingham is another word for that. Thanks, Dawn.
Thanks, Dawn. This would be great borders in a scrapbook page.
Love it. And buffalo checks. Look at that. All the names
Yeah.
are kind of the same thing.
I don't know. I always assimilate the buffalo check with black, or black and red or black and white.
Yeah.
I didn't really
Although
think of
Doodlebug came out with all the colors of the buffalo
that
check.
is true. I love this. The ice cream cones. It's got the little candy fun things on the top. And then on the back are the ice cream cones.
There they are.
With the cherries.
Oh my gosh.
Tying it all together. That way you can layer.
I'm just
nice-
looking at this paper, and I'm seeing Valentine's Day, but I'm seeing lots more
Yeah.
where you can just use it for lots of different things.
And I love both sides at the same time on this sheet. Very, very nice. Way to go, Cartabella. All right. Cut aparts. This is the 2x4s.
Look at all the card fronts for Valentine's.
Yep. Different directions. Some vertical, some horizontal.
I really like that watercolory look behind that always and forever. I
Yep.
like that.
Great anniversary. Great wedding. Different kinds of hearts. This one's called Sweetheart Plaid. So I'm guessing, here comes my plaid.
Plaid.
Oh, that's really
Now that's
pretty.
definitely plaid.
Look, it's like ombre. It's lighter over here and it's getting darker. It's just
I
that
think
the
it's
light?
an optical illusion. I don't think so.
You're right, because I think it depends on how I'm looking at it. That's just weird. That is so cool. Okay. Oh, look at this one. This is the 2x2 journaling cards. Oh my gosh. And then, here we go.
More gingham.
More gingham. I like that word.
You know, it's hard to find little 2x2s. So when you find those 2x2
Oh, yeah.
parts,
Those are fun. And then the solids. The green with the pink. And I like how this green is just a shade darker. And then we have the red with a salmon. And then we have the pink with a pinker. Darker pink.
oh my gosh, everybody's on here saying, see if we can get our 2,700 to over 3,000.
Oh,
We
what
have
a
some
great
very
challenge.
generous people on here. Oh my gosh.
Here we go. All right. So we have the solids in My Valentine's. We also have the collection pack, and it comes like this.
Okay, this is what you
And
need.
so that's what we're going to be getting ready for next.
right here.
Woo! And yeah, Maggie.
Yes. I have no idea where we're at, but I'll just go with it.
Katie Shane.
There you go.
Just go with it. It's a
you need.
very
All right.
special day.
Thank you.
Ellen. Penny Ellen.
Yeah. Okay. And did I hear that Diane's middle name is Ruth? That's my middle name too. It is. Margaret Ruth. Yes.
That's a good radio name.
My dad had
Ruth is an excellent radio.
my dad had a milking cow named Ruth when I was born.
My gosh, my grandma had a cow named Kathleen.
Oh my gosh, and that's my sister's name.
Kathleen Shane. I guess she doesn't want it. Oh. Okay, so I think. Oh, there's one other thing. Today's a very colorful day, so why not show our little paintbrush ornament?
Isn't that darling to remember of our craft your world
Craft-
in color
yep.
week. And there's the paintbrush. Isn't
Old
that
World
fun?
Christmas ornament, $14.99. Very detailed, very glittery. So we have those. I don't think that's been shown at all.
Nice. So we have the scrapbook ornament, we have the lemon ornament, and we have now the paintbrush ornament.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect lead-in to what you're going to do today. You're not really going to paint, but you are going to
I am
color.
going to add some color to your life.
Yes.
I'm going to share with you some color combinations, some techniques to get some texture in your items. And Kelly's already taken some pictures, so we'll get those posted. And yeah, so today I'm using the Woodware Craft Collection stamp, and it is the Santa Gnome. It's $8.99, and I stamped all of the items, and they just stamp beautifully. He gnomes if you've been good or bad, Merry Christmas and ho ho ho. There's also a snowflake and a star.
And what did you stamp it with, Ken?
I stamp it with Memento,
Memento.
and I use it, when I color, I use the hammer mill paper.
Which I heard is your favorite.
It is my favorite. And so on here, I see I have a Nina package.
I was going to say, so I was
So,
going to ask you,
this-
is Nina the same as Hammermill, but it's not.
It's not. So this is a smoother paper. We also have Express It, and we have Hammer Mill. So we have 3 different kinds of paper, Copic paper to use.
And you could use any of those 3.
Yep.
But you're just saying that Hammermill is your favorite.
Hammer Mill is my favorite.
Can
And-
I interrupt you?
Absolutely.
I wanted to show this special.
wait. Let me share with them.
This is perfect for Copics. Look at these. We have them for
I'm doing some shopping,
Oh my gosh.
so I haven't bought any of these.
$1 a piece.
$1. So I had to go with my daughter to get the glucose long 4-hour testing. And I took a bag of markers, and I took my magnet board and some things that I was working on. And I looked at these and I thought, this is what I need. Because
For $1.
Yeah, for
Both sizes
$1.
are $1, correct?
Yes.
So they're kind of a webby. They're real. They're not. They're not going
Penny
to
said
poke
her
easy.
dentist gives these away. I almost want.
Really?
I love my dentist. Yeah. So they're webby, but you can feel the texture.
On the inside.
You can just feel it through the plastic. Let's just say that.
But they are on special this week for our early Black Friday specials.
Yes, and
Look
that
at
is
all
so
the
special.
colors. $1 a piece.
$1.
These are the smaller size.
And see, I even bought one
These
today.
are the bigger.
I had it last week. I was using one of these.
I am picking some of those up for $1.
So I've been
Thanks for
shopping.
sharing. You have been. Good thing you didn't take them all, Penny.
Well, I saw another big basket of them. My mama taught me how to share. Okay, so let's go through this.
Okay, before we start, I want
Yes.
to tell them one more special. Copics are 10% off today.
Yes.
This week, 10% off.
And I was doing the math, okay? So I shared with a friend a list of about 20 markers that would be a nice kind of starter set, just a couple reds, a couple greens, a couple blues, a couple browns, And so it was about 20. So we did the math, and it's actually more money efficient to go ahead and take advantage of the 10% off rather than buying them at regular price and getting some reward points for it.
Oh, there you go.
So I've done the
if you
math.
like what you see today,
Yep.
the Copic markers are 10% off. So today's your day.
Yep. And I'm giving you lots of color combinations. I've kind of reached out of my comfort zone, tried a couple of markers that I don't typically use. So hopefully you'll like something and get a couple of tips.
Thank you, Lori. She linked it for us. She linked the stamp.
Oh, great. Is our linker drinker not working today?
Our linker drinker is not working today.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lori. All right. I'm going to start with the A2 card. The A2 card was the first card that I stamped and colored. And I think I did that, I don't know, like in August when I was on vacation. Just kind of a more traditional way of coloring. I wanted everything kind of a different color. And I did just a few dots in the fur to bring out the texture there. And I tried just to do some lines in the beard and the mustache to bring out the texture. And then I kind of just kept the theme of the dots in different places going to bring that depth.
Would you share your list of 20 Copic marker starter set that you shared with your friend?
I would.
Okay. And also, what is the price of a regular price of a Copic marker?
We have the best price in town. Our normal price is $7.49, and
10%
off that is 75 cents off. So
Okay.
So anyway, so that's kind of the traditional. I did ground him in C0.
So they're going to hold you to that list there, Penny.
C0. Okay, I'll make a note of it. All right, 20 basic
Top 20 markers according to Penny.
starter. It might have been 21, but okay. All right, so there's that one. Any questions?
We've got Lori linking for us. So
All
that's
right.
So nice.
Oh, that is awesome. Thank you, Lori. All right. And then here's the list of all of the markers that I used with that card.
Okay, so this list goes with this one. Wow.
Yep. So we did W's in the beard and the C's in the fur. So you can look, you can see the W's are a warmer color, the C's is a cooler color, and the toy bag, I wanted to go with the brown. So this is kind of one of my favorite combos. The holly leaf, the G's, the G21, 24, and 28. The skin tones, the E00, the E01, and then you can either highlight with the E000 or use your colorless blender and just push the color away, which I will show you a little bit more about today. The toy bear, I just wanted a lighter brown, so I went with the E11 and E13, and I highlighted it a little bit with the E15, but it's really small. You can get away with just using two colors, as I will show you again several times. The shoes, I went with the E7 series, the E71, the E74, and E79, and those are kind of more of a clay color, I think of. The pants, I just love like the blue jean look, so I wanted to do the B91, the B95, and the B97. I might have changed that because just today I had to purchase my B93. I had to add the B93 because there's just sometimes a little
I thought
jump.
you had all of them, Penny.
Oh, no, I don't. The package I did in the yellows, the Y11, the 13, and the 17. And then the bow I did in a YR04 just to give it a little bit more of a darker color. The holly berry, I used R29, but I thought that was too dark. And I think the rest of the time I used the R27 on the dot, and then I just kind of surrounded it with the R24. The heart in the hat, don't really like that one, but I did the R27, 29, and 89. Probably would just do one color or maybe two. And then the candy cane, I used the same reds, but then I added the E40 so that the white in the candy cane is not the same white in the paper. The E40 is such a nice color if you want a white, but you don't want to just leave it blank. I mean, I'll color it here.
Oh my gosh, I never would have known that.
And so And if you think that's too...
Is it a little warmer white, would you say?
Well, no. Yeah, I suppose. But then if you think that's too much color, just go over it with your colorless blender, and then some of that will disappear as it dries. And it'll just kind of shift that color around. You can see it starting to fade already.
Yeah.
So, and we'll
watch that magic.
Yeah. All right. So, the green one is the one I did next, and we took a picture of this because it has just all of the colors around it. I might have forgotten something, and I apologize if I did. I just kind of wanted to show you what you could do if you have limited colors. You really need a good skin tone. You need a variety of shades so that you can do different things with. So you'll notice down in the bag, I use G21, 24, and 28, where I also use the 21 and the 24 in the hat. But depending on how heavy your hand is, I think the hat looks a whole lot lighter than the bag. So it's not just because of the G28, but it's because of how many layers we have on that. And then also the pants use the same color. I went to the BGs because the BGs is still in the green family, and I chose the 9.3 and the 9.6 just to go with the green theme.
So Penny, can you use, let's say, the same color and maybe only make one layer of it for a lighter color, but if you go over it a second or third time, you're going to get a darker shade. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. And I did that, I think, like with the heart. The heart in the next one. So this one,
I don't have a lot of Copic markers, but that's how I kind of make a different shade, is by just
yes,
making more layers.
yes. And if it's a small item like the heart, you can keep it one color. And there's a couple of times, and I think it was on the last one, I wanted to, so I used my colors for the shoes, but then I chose the next darker one, and I just went over the outline of the stamped image, just to refine that line.
Penny, you're making me want to up my Copic game.
Now, this colored card is all done in dots. So the snow is dots,
my.
the shoes, everything is dots. There's a background technique, and then the toy bag, this toy bag, and this toy bag are some ideas of what you can do with colorless blender and texture.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to show you that right now.
Penny, I just love that texture.
So I'm going to grab well, where is it at? Oh, there.
Can I
Okay.
show you the inside of your bag? I just think this is amazing. Look at this. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to grab, let's see, which color do I want? No, let's not do that. Let's do 7. We're going to do this nice dark color because I think it'll show up well on the camera. All right. So this is B97. I call it my denim blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one color, and I'm just going to color the bag. And it doesn't matter about flicking. I'm just going to get some nice color on the bag. And you have to be happy with it before you move on. So I'm this person that when I used markers in school, I didn't want to see the lines. So Sometimes that slows me down with my Copics. But eventually I'll get rid of the lines. I'll get a darker color. I've gone over it twice. Okay.
That's a pretty blue.
All right.
And you called it a denim, but actually
It's called night blue.
Night blue.
But it's B97. I'm going to go ahead and get some darker, go over just the dotted areas again to give it some more depth before I show you the next little trick. So I'm just dotting. I'm going to go over that word again to pop that word because I'm going to move all of the colors. All right, so that's B97. Now I have a mini mister. Inside the mini mister is colorless blender. That's the 0. And we have it on order to get it in bulk.
And we have those little mini misters available
Yes.
here at the store.
Yes, we do. I forgot about that.
They're
All
nice
right.
for traveling too if you want even just water in them.
So the mini mister, and I have a scrap of denim. Actually, I have 2 scraps of denim, and I'll show you the difference.
Take a picture of you painting.
All right, so we have, I'm just going to spritz the denim, and then I'm going to put the denim on half. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that is amazing.
And then you can go down, you can fill in when your denim dries out because the alcohol will disappear, okay? Then I'm going to show you the other denim. This is more of a stretch denim. I'm going to use the back side to spritz. And then I'm going to put it over on this half of it because it is a smaller.
I get it.
oh my
It's a-
gosh, I just love that texture. You're getting lots of hearts, Penny.
Yay!
Chris says she uses burlap too.
Yes, and I always have 2
look at
pieces of
Penny.
burlap with me that I carry around. So I'm going to show you the burlap, and let's do, where's my leaf beer and hand, let's do the
I agree,
E.
Susan. That's amazing. I never would have thought of that. I love having some texture.
We're going to use milk chocolate, E27. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to color it.
I like the name of that color.
Yes, right.
Lots
I
of
don't want-
hearts.
I also like dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate. I just like chocolate. And again, give it that second coat. All right, just kind of give those dots some extra depth because that bag would not be with toys in it. We know Santa's bag has bumps and lumps and everything else. Define those lines a little bit, skip the word. Now we're going to do this piece of burlap.
And now, what are you spraying on there again?
Colorless blender, which is the 0. And I'm just going to put that
And we
down.
have that on order. If
Yeah,
somebody,
like the refills of colorless blender I always have on hand.
look at that.
Then you can go in and you can do, the side to fill in any holes.
Okay, Penny, let's talk about the colorless blender and the little mini mister.
Okay. Don't have my bell. Ding!
We've
I
got,
don't think
we've
we
got
could
human
afford
bells,
that.
yes.
So this is the mini mister. and it just pops off, right?
Yes, and some people use it for traveling with their water. Some people put sprays in it.
Do we have the mini misters, please?
Thank you, Paula.
I couldn't get it last night, and it's like down here is where it comes off. There we go.
There we go. Oh,
So it just comes out, and then you fill it with your water if you're watercoloring, colorless blender if you're Copic coloring. Go ahead.
thank you. Okay, so she put colorless blender, and the colorless blender, it comes like refills, right?
Yes.
For the Copic markers.
And so,
And we do have those on order, so if you would like some of that, you can call and we'll put your name in the book.
so this would be like a refill bottle. So that it would be full of just the clear,
Colorless blender.
colorless blender.
Okay.
Now, you could also use the mini mister.
Let's
If
take a
you
look at
wanted
that
to
texture
do-
again. That is just amazing to me.
And that was with
I
E27.
did not know that.
So let's say you're doing a nice night sky, and it is in December. Your December sky would not look that flat. Anyway, you could also take your mini mister.
Okay, so she's misting a little bit. And can you see that starting to work its magic?
So here was
I'm breathing in those alcohol fumes.
I know, sorry. So here it is flat, and here it is, you can start to see the little bubbles.
Could you spray a little bit more on there?
Yep, I'll do it down here. I'll do it more intense. And I did it on this half. And it takes it a little while to dry and to move the ink. It's not erasing the ink, it's just moving the ink.
So I'm looking at this and colorless, what's it called?
Colorless blender.
Colorless blender reacts to alcohol ink like water does to distressing.
Yes, that is the perfect,
Analogy.
yes. So see, you can start to see some of the dots.
Yes, it kind of continues.
Yep.
It just adds just a little bit more texture than just straight up.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the denim and the gingham. I wanted to share with you a background.
Thank you, Marcy. Keep cheering us on. Sue says this is very interesting. Who would have known? I didn't. You're teaching me something today, Penny.
Yay!
I can take out my 5 Copic markers now and do something.
Well, yes, Maggie, you could.
I've got to get more.
All right. So I'm gonna share with you a background idea. Okay. I'm not gonna use a light color like I normally would because it's just too hard for you to see in the camera and the lens.
So when you said you did this about the dots, are you going to show how you did that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with this idea first because we're dealing with the colorless blender.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose a darker color. Now, you can use this with any color. If you wanted to put the stamp in front of so let's say I stamp this image and I want him to be in a room. He would be on a floor and then he would have the background. I mean, the walls aren't white. I mean, some walls are, but I wanted to give this a finished look. So one idea is, so if you're going to go with sky, if you're outdoors, you're going to want to do like a blue. So I have a darker blue. Hopefully that's dark enough. So I'm going to choose where my ground is going to start, and I'm just going to go all the way over. Knowing I'm going to trim this because this is an actual 5x7. I found this stamp works great with the 5x7, so I grabbed my value pack and made it very special.
And the value pack has 50 cards and envelopes, for
$6.99.
$6.99, and
What?
we have it in cream, white, and do we have the 5x7 in craft also? I know we do in the A2.
I don't know. We'll find out. Craft?
Do we have 5x7 value packs?
All right. So I'm just going to continue going all the way around my object.
So I like
Going
the way you
all
put
the
it
way.
on a piece of white paper so you can just flick it
Yep.
all the way to the edge. Okay.
Do that little whoop-de-doo. And go all the way out. Then when you get up here, you're going to keep going, overlapping around the head a little bit more.
We don't have 5x7, but we have the regular size.
That's what I thought. Okay. So we do have the
you.
A2. Now will this stamp fit on A2 if you cut it down?
This is an A2 card.
Oh, okay. So you could put this on A2, but you liked it on the 5x7, didn't you?
I did, because that way you have more options to do backgrounds. And
We also have just a super value pack of just 125 cards that are all pre-scored. So if you've got extra envelopes but want some craft cards, we have that in a value pack, and that is $9.99 for 125 cards. You could make a lot of cards.
what a special. All right. So
Now, Penny, as I'm watching you do this, is there a
There we
reason
go.
you did it like a starburst behind his head rather than straight across? Was there a reason? Other than maybe
No.
it was just easier to go off his head like that?
yeah,
Okay.
it was just what I just chose to do. Then I'm
Okay.
going to take my colorless blender, and that's the 0, and I'm going to take the chisel end, and I'm going to go over the whole thing, because I don't want the lines, I don't want the solid, I want to kind of move.
So this is the colorless blender.
Yep.
You're using the chisel end.
And I'm just coloring over the whole thing.
Kristen says, Penny, you make it look so easy.
Now see, I can see that it's starting to move the color. It's adding that alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's the grip mat.
Yeah, see, more color. You can see. Can you see it?
Yes. Sometimes it takes a little bit. It doesn't happen like immediately.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to like go get a cup of coffee and turn up the radio and.
So you can purchase the colorless blender to put in your mini mister, but you can also purchase it as a pen.
Yes.
And what number is that again?
0.
Just plain 0.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So that's kind of drying. It's doing its thing. But wait, there's more.
If Penny starts acting a little goofy, it's all
Oh, the alcohol.
that's wafting or wafting up here.
All right.
So Penny is not using watercolor paper. No, you use
I'm using Hammermill.
Hammermill or Nina paper, which is made specifically for alcohol inks.
So now I'm using that same 0, except now I've got it in my mister, and I'm going to mist a cotton ball because I don't want the lines. All right, so I'm going to go back through. and I'm going to add the lines, or make the lines move.
I'm trying to think, if something comes in, we're gonna look in the book and say, oh, and it's gonna say bag and back.
Okay, so you can start to see that's a whole lot different than just the colorless blender through the blue.
Ship when I comes in, something like that, and then go ahead and find.
The value pack, Carol, are just card bases.
You can get the value pack in just the card bases or just the envelopes.
And you can get them in a super value pack, which is both. Now, what she's using, the paper she's using today is 80-pound smooth
No,
solar white
no,
Nina. No?
I'm using the hammer mill.
Okay. You can use
I
the
need the
solar
hammer
white
mill-
Nina.
hammer
It's
mill
10
paper.
sheets for $5.99. A lot of people use that. Penny really likes the hammer mill, which is also, it's a very smooth paper created.
It's 100 pound.
It's 100-pound, okay. So you could use either one. It would be personal preference. But the Nina paper is what we have also. And someone's going to bring us the
Thanks, Chris.
hammer mill. And that is 100-pound. Recommended for Copic markers, 10 sheets for $4.99. The Nina is 10 sheets for $5.99. So if you're going to do some Copic coloring, you're going to want one of those papers. You're going to want to stamp it with
Memento ink.
And then you're all set to go with your Copic markers. Now, the reason we showed you the super value packs that is what Penny used for her card bases. 5x7s or A2 size.
Yep.
So that's the value pack. Those are the card bases. Okay,
All right.
so Penny's been working over here.
So this is what you get rather than just, oh, that's not the same color.
So you're getting a little bit more of a texture background.
Yes. More than just this.
And if I get really close, you can see that little bit of texture from that cotton ball.
So you can use cotton, you can use any, I mean, I found yesterday it was kind of fun to try a pom-pom.
Oh.
So just try different things. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Could you show just a little piece of burlap over there in the corner?
Yep.
Again, I love that. So if you
Gotta
want
dry.
if you wanted that more that look in the background,
It'd be great for baskets, for
yes, we love
bags.
it. I'm so
Or
glad I got to record today because I'm learning
multimedia.
so much.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you fur. And the fur that I really like is, let's do the, really? Can't grab them out. C0, sitting on my desk.
Carol says, well, now I know what I've been doing wrong.
Well, when you figure it out, let me know too. All right, so I'm going to use a set of 3 markers, and I'm going to use the cools, the C0, the C1, and the
Oh, there we are.
C2.
C0, C1, C2.
Okay, I'm going to start with the darkest because I don't always do this, but I'm going to start with the darkest. I'm going to start with the darkest. Now in the fur is just plain. So I'm thinking where the shadows, and the shadows would be closest to his nose. So I'm just going to do some dots around his nose, around the top of the pom-pom, where it would meet the hat, and around the edge where it would meet where it's ended. All right, and then just a few hither and yon. Okay, so that's the C2.
That's your darkest of the three.
Yep. Then I'm going to work backwards to my C1. I take my C1 and I'm going to go in the same spots, but I'm going to go out further. I'm going to do more spots around the spots that I already did. Okay, all right, so that's my C1. Then I'm going to go back to my C0. This is the lightest one of the set of three. And I'm going to go ahead and just dot the whole thing. Now, you can get different dots using your tip. If that makes you nervous or you're a little shaky or whatever, you can always use the chisel end, and just because then they're going to be more uniform. It's a harder surface, so you're not going to, I don't have to think about it when I use the chisel end, which sometimes is good if I have to talk to somebody at the same time.
So you're just using the pointy end
We
of
use
the
the
chisel
pointing
end.
and just like one edge.
It's amazing how that makes that fur just come to life.
Then, some people would say, I don't like the white. So I would take the lightest color and do one quick wash over the whole thing. I'm not going to lose my texture, my dots, completely. Now, with like his mustache, they've given us those ideas of where depth is. So I'm going to go to the ends just to show you a different set of colors. I'm going to start with the N3. That's
And
the
N stands
neutral.
for neutral, right?
And I'm going to dot where the dots are. Because the artist has given us this idea of kind of a whimsical Santa gnome. So I'm just trying to stay with those dots. And that's all I'm going to do with N3. Now, I'm going to back up to my N1. I'm going to skip a number. I'm going to go to N1. Now, this is where you can decide, do you want to do all dots or do you want to do lines? Now, this guy, I did a little dots, but then I went with lines for the texture of the beard. So this is N1 and N3, but with lines for the beard, with just a little depth in the dots.
So Penny,
I'm going to use dots.
When you're talking about neutrals, would you say they lean more towards gray? Are neutrals more gray?
Well, there's four families within the gray family. There's the C, which are cools, the W, which are warms, the N's, which are neutrals, and then the T, which is toner.
Okay, so the neutrals are in the gray family.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what I was asking.
Yes. All right, I'm going to go with dots. And so I'm going to take these dots and I'm going to do just like I did with the hat. I'm going to extend them and add a few more hither and yon. So you'll see a difference between dots and then lines as I did on this other one.
So over here,
That
are
was
lines.
N1.
Over here are dots.
If you don't like the white stuff in between, you can go and just take that lightest color, N0, do a quick swoosh, tie it all together.
But you still have that little bit of mottled look.
Yep. Okay, and then I'm going to show you. If you don't like that at all, go up a tone, color it in. If you color it and you don't like it, go up a tone, color it in.
And what color is that one?
That's the T1. Or the N1. I just went back to one of the colors that I'd used. So this was N3, N1, N0. This was the same thing. And then I just went the whole thing over with N1. Now I can still see some of the dots in there.
And that's okay.
And that's okay too. And then if you don't like that, you can go darker. Go back to your N3 and do the whole thing.
I'm just falling in love with these textures. I did not know you could do this.
And if you wanted to, you could choose your color. If you wanted to be an old Santa and color the whole thing N3, this is the shade that you're going to get. Or, you could do your lines. And if you just keep going over it in lines, you're going to get that automatic texture, even if you use the same color. And go both directions. To me, sometimes you want texture and depth, sometimes you don't. And it depends on the image that you're doing. It depends on, what it's for. If you want to do a really quick card, just get out regular colors and just do it, one coat, and do it. And it's going to be gorgeous. It really is. If you have some time and you want an extra play with some different things, try the dots, try the lines, try the colorless blender.
I could just have you do that textured bag all day long. And
So this is the textured burlap.
so cute.
And then this is just with lines with a darker color, and then this is with the lighter color. So,
Amazing.
oh, and the snow. Somebody asked about the snow. The snow would be just like the dots. And then, let's see, the red background. What did I use for snow? My favorites, C0, C1, and C3. C0, C1.
I agree, Denise. She's always in awe watching
C3.
Penny and her Copics. Sounds like a TV show. Penny and her Copics. Tune in today.
Very special. All right, I'm going to start with my C3.
We're working on snow, so what do you have in your hand there?
I have C3 right there.
And what's the other two?
C1 and C0.
C0, C1, and C3, and we're going to make snow.
All right. So I'm going to ground my little gnome, and I'm going to put my darkest color around the bottom. And then I'm going to do a couple of little places in the snow where I think it would be bumpy or hilly or whatever.
Just looking for your stamp.
It's right.
Thank you.
Here's
I think
another
it's
one.
on, that's mine. You cannot sell my stamp. It's on an end cap facing the desk.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right. Then I'm going to go to my C1 for my first round, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to go around the dots that I already made and go broader, go bigger, and then go home. No.
We like to go big here.
All right, then I'm going to go back to my C1, or C0, sorry, and I'm going to finish it out.
Look at that snow come to life.
Now, if you wanted to, you could actually start with like just a quick wash of the C0 and then go back and add your dots over it just so that you would have some ink on your page. That's another way of doing it. I didn't do it that way. I wanted cleaner snow today. And it just takes a while to do dots, but you know, when you get that finished look, I really like that.
That is amazing, yes.
And so that's what I would
Beautiful snow.
I
And
would
the
just keep
stamp
going.
that she's using is the Woodware Craft Collection.
do. Santa Gnome.
And it's called Santa Gnome. And how much is that stamp? Do you know?
She took,
She took
one
the
with
last
prize.
one. Yes.
I only had one on my table, so we've got several over on the rack. It's so much fun. How much are they? Oh, this one says $8.99, Maggie.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry, Katie. Okay, it is $8.99 for that stamp. And not only do you get the gnome, but you get like 3 different little sentiments. And you get a couple snowflakes. One of the sentiments says ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
He gnomes if you've been
Oh, there it is.
been good
Okay.
or bad. A snowflake and a star. And I'd stamped the snowflake and the star a couple of times, but then I never came back to it. So, but you can do lots of things with that.
So look at her. She just keeps continuing to add that snow.
And if you want to go back, you can go back. Just go back through your colors and add some more, and until you're happy with it.
Could you take the lightest color and then just go over the top? Like you showed us? If you want a little bit more filled in, but you're still going to have that texture. Love it. Penny, this is so cool.
You could always add your little mister. And I don't know what kind of material this is. I'm not very good with my material.
Looks like a kind of a cheesy cloth.
You could add some other depth to it. You won't be able to see it because this is so light. I'll add it to the mustache because it's darker. But then you'll want to remember to fluff it. But you can see this makes great. Anytime you can add that texture.
Look at that. I love it. I love texture, Penny. So this
I
is
know you do. I know you
to
do.
me.
Perfect for you, Maggie. Perfect for you. Any other questions?
Again, she used the Santa Gnome stamp by Woodware Craft Collection. It is $8.99. She used Super Value Packs card bases in 5x7 and also in the A2 size, and that stamp will fit on both of them perfectly. So depending on the size of card that you want, you can also get these Super Value Packs in cream. You can get the Super Value Packs in craft in the A2 size. And she also used the
Hammer Mill.
100-pound premium cardstock recommended for Copic markers. You get 10 sheets for $4.99. And if you choose, you can also get the 80-pound white Nina, also recommended for Copic markers. You get 10 sheets for $5.99. And then look at all of her Copic markers. Should we go out and just show the Copic markers that we have?
Yeah, that would be great.
While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you these specific Tim Holtz Sizzix dies and embossing folders are 30% off today.
Birds and the bees.
Oh,
So
yes.
special.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go check out our Copics.
All right.
Penny, did you know that when I first started here, one of the very first jobs I had was to refill Copic markers, and I dropped the box.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one that drops boxes of markers.
It was not pretty. Okay.
Doug's been known to do that before,
Oh,
too.
there we go. So, if you want to kind of just give us an idea of the C's and
So these are your colorless blenders, and you really need to have a colorless blender with any set. There is two blacks. One is the 100 and one is the 110. I have it, really don't use it, because I like my C's, my grays, and if you get down to C9, that's almost a black.
there you go.
By the time you color it and put it on water or on paper and add that second layer, C9 and C10 make a great, N10 would make a great black. Any
then
of
you
the
go
dark
into the
colors.
N's, and then what does the T stand for?
T is toner.
Toners. Okay.
Yep. So toner is one of the things that they add in the color schemes to make all the colors different.
Oh, okay.
So if I am partial to the C's because I love the C's. I'm a cool gray. But if I had to recommend another one, it would be the T's, because then they call it underpaint. You can underpaint with the T's with any other color and then get a different color. Okay. Then we have all the W's,
Which are the warms.
and I would err on the side of buying lighter, because if you color it 2 coats, it's going to be darker. Some people automatically go to I think I like the 6, 7, and 8, or the 6, 8, 10. That's really, really dark.
Okay.
So I would go like 1, 3, 5 is good, or I would go 0 to 4. Notice I kind of skip them, because I can go 2 coats with the 2 lighter ones to make up for it, and they work well together.
So then we go into the blues, which
The
are
blues,
the
the B's,
BGs, which
the
are
blue greens, and then we have the blue violets. And the blue violets are really fun to play with. And we have all the earth tones, and every earth tone color is a different thing. Then we have the greens. Then we go into the reds, and we go into the red violets, aka pinks. And then we go into the violets. Then we have the yellows, and we have the yellow greens, and the yellow reds.
And then this is
Then we
fun.
have the fluorescents.
And doesn't this just look like Penny's bag over there?
It's got a few more than my bag. There's still a few I'm missing.
Okay, again, Copic sketch markers are now 10% off. So if you're looking for a fun gift for someone, one of those little zipper bags filled with Copic markers would be fun. And
Be great
Penny's
special.
going to give you her top 20 or 21 list of
yep.
what she would recommend for
I'll
a
write them
starter.
down.
And thank you, Penny.
Thank you. What a colorful day. Now
Yes.
go play and relax and turn on your favorite holiday music and color something. And let us
stop
know
in
what
and
you did.
see us at Memory Bound because there's lots of fun Black Friday specials going on.
Very special.
All right. Thanks, Penny.
Thank you.